everybody. Hello. I'm going to tell you a story. Do you like stories? Yes. It's a story about the time I went to Scotland last year. Has anybody here, any of you ever been to Scotland? Oh, a lot of you. But have you know a bit about the Loch Ness Monster? Yeah. Oh, this is a bit about the Loch Ness Monster, so you get to see it. So this is the story about my trip to Scotland. This is the first drawing I did. There we are. It's just me and my boyfriend there. We're on the Loch Ness Monster together. And that's just like our hands sort of just nearly touching, you know. It's called chemistry. Learn about it. But this is my theory about the Loch Ness Monster, right? Like most people, they think the Loch Ness Monster is this big prehistoric dinosaur called the plesiosaur that looks like that, right? But whilst I was in Scotland, I watched upwards of 2 documentaries. And most scientists believe that if there is a Loch Ness Monster, most likely it's just this big, stupid, grey-looking fish called the sturgeon that looks like that, right? How stupid does it look? So stupid. I hate his stupid little face. So stupid. But in Scotland they have a pretty big tourism industry, right? And in Scotland they sell a lot of souvenirs to the tourists, and they only really have souvenirs of 3 things, right? They have souvenirs of the Loch Ness Monster, they have souvenirs of bagpipes, and they have souvenirs of the Loch Ness Monster playing bagpipes. That's cute. You know what's not cute? Bah! Not cute. Stupid. Anyway, that's where my theory comes in, because I think the scientists, they have found the Loch Ness Monster. I mean, it was a big sturgeon fish, and so they knew they'd have to do a big cover-up, right? Because nobody would ever come back to Scotland in search of the Loch Ness Monster if it was just going to be a big, stupid, grey-looking fish. So I reckon what they did for the cover-up is they just sort of like painted the bits of him that stick out of the water green and then just like strapped a plesiosaur head to him like that. But I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I'm a little bit creative. And if it was me who got to design the costumes, I'd like to do a few fancy ones, you know. I'd like to do one of the sturgeon dressed up as a giraffe would be a good one. People would just be like, what's he doing swimming in the loch? How'd he get here from Africa? Probably just stuff like that, they'd say. Or like another one I'd like to do would be the sturgeon dressed up as a man on a desert island. Or another one of my favourites, the sturgeon dressed up as the Titanic. He got an iceberg on his head. Oh, tragedy's funny, isn't it? Anyway, so the next one is the sturgeon dressed up as a UFO. And then the next one is the sturgeon dressed up as a UFO sucking up a Loch Ness Monster. And the next one is the last one, and it's my favourite. And it's the sturgeon dressed up as an aquabus, right? And the reason that one's my favourite is because there are no aquabuses on the loch. And I just like to imagine the conversation that would happen between the tourist who saw the aquabus and the man who works behind the ticket desk selling tours. And the tourist goes up to the ticket desk and he goes, 2 tickets to the aquabus, please. And then the guy behind the ticket desk goes, there is no aquabus. And then the tourist goes, nah, there is. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. And then the guy behind the ticket desk goes, there is no aquabus. People see stuff on the loch all the time that doesn't exist. Some guy the other day said he saw a giraffe. Anyway, thanks for having me, guys.
Give it up for Danielle Walker.